today my wife want me to pick some beans. So here we are. We have some beans and even a red pepper on top. Okay, that's fire in the middle. Fire in the on the top of the pots. Okay. So by the way, the PyraPOD in Chinese means, I give it a code name called Jin Dou Jia. Jin, golden, Jin represent, the pyramid. The pyramid, we call it Jin Zi Ta, like there's the word for gold in it. So now today we have something like a golden pot. See here? This is because this is the first time I pick the beans. It's just some turn into like a almost into like a golden color. So anyway, so we have golden pot, gold pot right here. So and I'm sure this will be fun. My wife asked me to dig out some potatoes, so I just this is probably three plants, three cluster of tomatoes. So look at this size; it's so big. Yeah. Anyway, this is not in the greenhouse. This is from the outside. By the way, we're in Kelowna. Kelowna, if you don't dig it, if it's deep enough, then it can pass the winter. And also, I am just curious for I have sweet potatoes, little ones, very tiny little ones. Just the plants is small, so maybe that explains why it's so small. And this is my first time to grow sweet potato, right? I actually want to eat the leaves, but at the end we can have some little ones, tiny one, like finger size sweet potatoes. So anyway, that's enough for several meals, for our family. Right. Okay, I'm coming back to my drawing board. Okay, I record this in the living room where I share with Riley, so you may hear his voice. So, but it doesn't matter, right? But just a quick short video to show you what I did with Richard Nelson. Basically, Richard Nelson guided me into a session. Into this. We basically use this liberal. It's LibreCAD, CAD. It's a CAD software. It's free. To come up with the drawing, because we need to use this drawing to show how to do the things in the next step. Okay, and and in this design, he basically come up with the newest design, based on 40 years work on this. Okay. So I will just quickly give you a review. Just go, walk through the whole process and let you see what we did. Basically, we're gonna start from here. This is the view. This is the view from the west side. Remember, if you see my video and you see that actually there's the west side is basically one end of the tunnel, right? The greenhouse I have, it's basically a tunnel. It's kind of similar to loop house, but the shape is it's a Gothic. It's also, so you can say it's similar to what we use, right? The art, basically. So we use a box to represent the existing space, right? We just use box, easy to draw, and then we're gonna basically build around a bigger structure, to wrap around, right? And then so we form the form the bubble, liquid bubbles, right? And to fill this entire, cavity formed by the interior and exterior layers. So that's the idea. Okay, this is that simple view. Basically, this shouldn't be rectangular, but we just use that to give you an idea. So actually, this is the one. This is facing east. If you see the video, you know that I'm standing actually in front of this existing one, and this arc shape structure, basically that represent the old existing greenhouse I have, and this box, this rectangular, just represent the rain barrel I have, right near the entrance. I just put it there. Could be actually close to the center, but that doesn't matter, right? Just give you an idea, right? So basically, it's half buried and half above the ground, and it's right there. So we could use, probably we'll just put the water pump here. So that's give you the idea. So this is the door, right? So the existing one has a wide, it's a opening, but we're gonna create a door. This door also a passage, not just a door. It could be two doors, one at the entrance, one in the inner entrance. So because we have this this 3 feet wide, thickness. So you can imagine the door actually is a passage, right? And so basically this arc, this and these two arcs forming the exterior, layer, and this is the interior. So okay, and then we focus on the bottom. So the bottom, we need to have some kind of a shallow container or tray or some kind of a mechanism to capture the falling liquid. The bubble will turn back to liquid, right? After the bursting of the bubbles, right? We should have some kind of a way to capture it and then allow this liquid to flow back, flow back to where it come from, basically this tank, right? So so basically in this case, I think it's a smart idea. It's basically Richard suggests that I use straw bale, basically, anywhere you can, buy the bale, basically that way it's it filled within the whole cavity. It's has some certain heat resistant property, right? Certain R value. But so basically this, we just use this as a support, so to raise up this shallow tray or shallow channel, right? And this way, so we create the difference in height, that basically the water here can flow through gravity, right? So we can just basically use a pipe, something like this, and then this the water, maybe when the water get low, right, the water level here, but the falling liquid is roughly here, so it easily quickly fall into this barrel, right? So that's the idea. So and also this is needed because we don't need lots of light coming in from the, this is close to the ground, right? And the sun is summertime it's almost above. The winter time, it's low, but it's still high, right? So actually, and also the in the winter time we're gonna have snow when it's snowing heavily. The snow will sliding, or it will basically we're gonna have lots of snow at the base, right? So this way with this we have better insulation, right? We have and better just basically just we don't need this place to be transparent, because once you have snow it's not transparent at all, right? So that's the idea. So we use that, or in the future, if you want to build something, this in this area, at this level, that you want to be able to grow mushroom, for example. Mushroom don't need a lot of light, so you can actually in this area build mushroom. So this way you can even build a short height bench, and then extend it this way, so acts as support to to raise up the channel, right? And then so that's why we draw something like this, just to give you a idea, right? Extend into this. You can even have space, right? You don't need to use this 3 feet all the time, all the way, right? You can even have some room, from here, so basically the exterior is go this way, right? Then you have more room for mushroom growing or whatever. Yeah, just anything that don't need a lot of light, so you can put it there. So that's the idea. That's bottom. So this is the door. Okay, the door basically it's all the way up. Then the rest. Hope you understand. If then if we look at from the south, this is the look from the south, right? This is the added space. This is also added space. This is the original profile for the existing greenhouse, vertically, and this is the entrance, right? Then the solar bubble, soap bubble generator will be here above the door, right? So this is the west end, so nothing here, so it's basically closed, right? And this is a passage for the bubbles, right? That's explained, and this is just another that view. But and to look the same structure from the top, we basically we couldn't see the door, right? Because the door is right below, right? But we see the passage for the foam to, because basically in this design there's 2 fans. Okay, this is something I like to it's kind of new design. 2 fans powered by one motor only. So the motor spin, and there's a steel rod, right? So it will cause the steel rod to spin, and then fan mechanism, install here. So this represents the fan, 2 fans, and this is axle, and then so when the fan spin, it basically we design the how we place the fan, right? Because spinning is causing the air to flow in one direction. So basically we want this side, the north side, this is north side, and the north side basically we want the air to be pulled this way and through the fan, right? Through the fan, and then this is the only outlet. So this is west facing. There's an opening, and to that opening we wrap around using some kind of a screen, because basically some kind of screen, so that the water will be pumped and pressurized, and we use a nozzle to create this spray pattern. So this triangle thing basically a spray pattern, so that the liquid spray all over the screen, right? While the liquid is sprayed onto the screen, we have this fan running here. We have a fan running here. The air coming in here, so the air will be nowhere to go, but push through the screen, so causing lots of bubbles to be formed. Okay, and then at the same time, it create a low pressure area, because the air will move this way. Because by the way, this is a completely sealed situation. The air doesn't come from the outside. The air, basically, we use the fan simply move the air around within this sealed cavity. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. Then you understand how everything flow. Okay, so basically the air is pulling this way, so create some low vacuum, low pressure, and then and push out this way. So automatically, all the bubbles are willing to go quickly this way, to where, the air is drawn from, right? So the bubble was moved to this end, where normally it's hard to get the bubble, there, right? So this way the bubbles, coming out and falling down, and then going to the side, because the air, is basically thinking the air is circulating basically like this, and this air is circulating like this, basically moving, because it's one system, right? There's no exterior no air coming from the outside, so it's just moving the air, create a circulation within this cavity with this passage. So basically this way and this way. So the genius, smartness of this thing is this. Once if we want both sides to be filled with bubbles, right? We just open. There's something we can to put at this locations. Then that way, so we could, for example, if we want both sides to be filled with bubbles, right? And then we just open up this gate and this gate, right? And then the air will the movement will do this way, right? You just keep doing it. Both side will be like that. So then all the cavity, all area will be filled with bubbles, right? But for example, in the winter time, in the daytime, we want the north side, this is north side, to be filled with bubbles. So we open this, right? But on this side, we want to close it, because in the daytime we want this side to be as transparent as possible. So we simply close this, and then so no air movement here. So only air, the only air circulation is here. So that way we could maintain the cavity in this area all filled with bubbles. But this area there might be some, because there might be some falling here and then here, maybe expanding a little bit. But because the low pressure in this area, right? Actually, the low pressure is here, because this is the fan, right? The lowest point is here. But there's some gradients of pressure, right? So anyway, so basically the bubble will doing this, right? You can even, if you keep the fan spinning, actually you can create a circulation pattern, because the bubbles actually can go through the fan and then destroy it and then to be created again. You see, it's a circulation, right? So that way we can just simply use one motor to drive two fan, and the two fan, the orientation of the fan is different, right? So creating this, although they move at a at a synchronized, right, movement, right? It's a forced synchronized movement, but they still can create a different path, different directions, right, for air, right? So that for this one we just let's go like this, then this one the air will move like this, right? So that's very simple idea, right? I to this I think this is so smart. It's very easy. This is not high tech. This is low tech, yeah. So yeah, that basically that's what it is. This shows the yeah, this we didn't draw that. This shows that actually the fan, right? There's the two fans right here, and then we need to have a mechanism to open this area and or open this area, whatever we want. That should be easily accomplished. So this how basically we're gonna do, right, after we based on the existing greenhouse, right? We actually decided to not to remove the existing cover, here, but actually use the existing, just seal it off, right, so that no bubbles can leak into the greenhouse. So we can just use the existing one, just make sure all the holes are closed, using tape, transparent tape, right? And then we just build a outer shell, right? And then we put the bubble generation system here, and then the capture system here, right? And then allow the liquid to fall back to where it comes from. So it's so simple. Okay, so hope you catch it, and that I think that's all for the session, right? And so basically I'm glad I can do this with Richard Nelson's guidance, and later on we'll come up with something else. We'll probably create a platform, like a Zoom like platform for our own self, for two of us, right? Just he and me, and then we use this platform to basically to communicate, right? This is basically virtual communication, and then at the same time we give you the chance to come in and to watch and hear, right? So we're working on that, and there may be some fees involved, right, to support this project. I mean, maybe just $1 a session, or is $5 a month, even. Basically that way you pay your fee, then just you want to learn, right? You want to learn just as I am, right? Wanting to learn, right? I paid my fee already, so but we can use that money to create a platform, platform install our own server, for example. Then we can allow people to come in and to watch this, and then they do themselves, and they don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. But if they learned how to do it just from the drawing board, right, from the design board, then they can just easily adapt to their application, right? For example, they want to grow mushroom, will be the setup will be slightly different, then if they just do aquaponic, they have to think about how to, how to work on this area, right? That's a top view, right? How you set up this, right? But anyway, if they want to live, for example, as a shelter, right, then that's another story, right? So anyway, yeah, but for me, I just want to convert this existing greenhouse, this one, to wrap around with bubble, right? And that way my fish and plant can survive the winter. So that, and after the winter has passed, that I want by the time of springtime, right? So I'm gonna remove everything, because I'm gonna move everything into the PyraPOD, real PyraPOD, that we're also we're planning, right? So this way, then this 3 feet clearance, we need for the expansion may be okay, because remember in the video, I don't have much space. I may have 4 feet. So now if you want to use 3 feet or 2.5, well, whatever. But then I simply need to talk to my neighbor, right? As long as he's allowed, okay, just one winter, right? And I'm gonna remove it, right? Remove the whole thing, right? So and then, because later on we'll probably build better, set up a better greenhouse here, right, on this side, But anyway, that should give you clear idea what I'm talking about. If still not clear, just ask question. No matter where you see it. If you see on YouTube, ask question there, or you come to our website, right? You can just simply ask question using the comment below the post, right? Because this video will be posted on our website. Yeah, will be uploaded to YouTube for overseas use, watch, and also upload to QQ platform in China. Okay, so that way you could learn, if you're willing to do it, and if you understand and the whole thing, you can do it even you're not a handyman. So it doesn't require a handyman. It does require to be a handyman, but you can be a handyman by doing this, right? If you have a firm goal, I want to do this, right? Even anyone, I think, if you're willing to do it, they can do it, right? So it's basically, it's whether you want to do it or not, or you want to hire someone else, right? So, or your friend, borrow someone else, skill. But anyway, so much for this session. So I'm glad you can record this. See you in the next video.